Hello guys, and welcome back to another Nukes Top 5 reaction. Today we'll be reacting to the top 10 scary ghost videos Mama Can't Save You Now. Okay, that's the entire title. Let's go ahead and get right into the video. Like always guys, the original will be in the description, so if you enjoy the video and you'd like to thank Nuke, head to his channel and give him a thumbs up. If you want to see more of his videos, give him a subscription or subscribe. And if you like my reaction to this video, give me a like. If you want to see more of my videos, give me a sub. And let's get the video started.
Highway horror. It's 4 in the morning and truck driver William Church is driving down an empty highway just outside of Phoenix.
Please let it be the black dog. The black dog is such a traditional trucker myth, but barely anybody ever mentions it.
Arizona. He suddenly spots something in front of him that makes his blood run cold. William's truck dashcam records the moment when a translucent figure appears to be standing on the right lane of the highway. The truck driver can't believe his eyes, but he's not the only one who spots the bizarre figure. Sitting next to him in the passenger seat is his truck driving partner, Erica Lake. She is also
co-drivers.
Shocked by the sudden appearance of this strange apparition on the road.
At first, I thought it was a human, and then when you can't really see the face and the top of the body up, I was kind of, I wonder what, and then we were thinking about maybe it's a ghost.
I actually twitched the wheel to miss whoever it was.
Not sure if that's a person. It almost looks like a traffic sign that was set in the middle of the road. Not sure why it's... You see the haziness around it? If you look a little more up the road, that same haziness is around the sign up there. It's odd. Maybe it has something to do with the camera settings. But if you look at above the road a little bit more, the haziness is there as well.
The highway they are on, Arizona State Route 87, is notorious for its many deadly accidents where countless lives have been tragically cut short. Adding to the mystery, the figure they capture appears to have no upper torso or head. So did the two truckers capture proof of the paranormal? Or just what do you think this is? Let me know.
Looks like some sort of road sign that was put on the road. The haziness around it and the way it's shaped, as well as the other signs, I'm at least 80, maybe 90% sure that that's what that is. I was so hoping for the black dog.
Bear.
If you guys aren't aware, a lot of truckers when they're driving will see a black dog appear on the road and it will come charging at their truck. In a lot of cases, they'll swerve to miss it and get into accidents. It's one of the reasons, well, it's something that happened a lot more often back before they had the time quotas. Truckers still try to get around the time quotas now, but basically when you're driving a lot and you're very tired, you can see stuff that isn't actually there, and that's why the sightings of the black dog are a lot more than they used to be. Now they aren't seen nearly as much as they were in the past, but basically, you start by seeing a glowing pair of yellow eyes in the road, and as you get closer, it takes the form of a black dog. And as soon as you're able to actually see it clearly, it charges at your truck.
Of bad news. Popular urban explorers Matt and Andy from the YouTube channel Finders Beepers History Seekers are back with another exploration at an abandoned farmhouse in Yorkshire, England. This time they bring along their third team member, a cute little dog named Bear. They gear Bear up with a GoPro camera and a flashlight, and he starts to roam around the dark abandoned house. But unlike any of their previous explorations, Bear immediately begins to act very strange. The little dog sniffs around.
Is this dog of age? Are they forcing animal child labor here? We need to investigate this.
Running from room to room as if he's trying to find something.
It's like,
Oh no, I think I know what you put him inside. What is he doing?
I don't know, but you rude.
He's on a proper mad one tonight. Bear, go find it. Go find it. Find it. Where is he? There's something weird about this place. I feel like we've just had the worst start to a video ever because Bear's just all over the place, and I don't know what you're doing, snorting up.
Got dust up his nose.
Oh, I noticed cupboards, to be fair. What we got in here? We've got not very much in the bottom. Is there anything in the... What's that? You like a whistle? Where's Bear? Bear?
He just walked off.
How you doing?
My concern is that... Oh, he's upstairs. Bear?
What was that?
Bear? Bear? Oh, he's coming now. That worried me. I thought he'd hurt himself or something, or...
I don't whimper.
Yeah. You little fool. There's something going on with you today. Unless he's caught something.
As the guys continue to explore the downstairs of the farmhouse, Little Bear sneaks away again to take another look upstairs. Matt and Andy are sorting through a pile of old books when something happens that is very unsettling.
Anyway, I want to have a quick look on this bed, see if I can find anything else. Right, what? Bear? What's wrong with you? Just started barking randomly.
It barked once.
Hey?
You found a rabbit? You found some rabbits?
What are you doing?
What is it? What you found? I wonder if there's someone outside.
The little dog Bear barks and then comes charging back down the stairs. Wondering what caused the dog's strange reaction, the Finders Beepers team decides to head
Dog
upstairs
seems to
to
be
check the second floor
Dog seems to be excited.
of the farmhouse. They look into one of the upstairs bedrooms, and that's when things take a terrifying turn.
What ear is that? What even is it? Like, is it out of a bathroom or something?
Like an old bathroom cabinet. That's got a USB thing.
And then how's that got a lock on it though for a bathroom cabinet? That makes no sense at all. Bear, you're just causing so much bother. What the f***? Did you hear that? Someone has just run down those stairs.
I'm not going down there.
Where is it, Bear? Hello? Hello?
Matt and Andy suddenly hear someone running down the stairs. They quickly go over and take a look down the staircase, but there's no one there. Now the guys head back downstairs, and after a careful search, they don't find anyone in the house. So they decide to check the footage on Bear's GoPro camera, and what they find is truly chilling.
Okay.
Bear, what are you doing? He's covered in cobwebs. Absolutely covered.
So that's why he was shaking.
Do you know the way of doing this? We can watch his footage back. I'll have to do it on his camera.
Yeah.
Well, that is the reason you put the camera on him,
Right,
isn't
we
it?
need to show you something on this camera, because his camera's in my hand, of what he's just seen. And I haven't looked at all the footage yet. I've just seen one thing and it has chilled me. It has proper chilled me. Look at this.
Way to assume that. What's the noise? What was that? Yeah, it did look like a hand. Okay, that was one bark. There were no growling or anything like that, and there was no aggressive posture.
There?
So the dog was not frightened. It might have been confused, but it wasn't frightened.
What's wrong with you? Just started barking randomly.
What's wrong?
Found a rabbit. We found some rabbits.
In the footage, the poor little doggo jumps back in fear as he finds someone hiding underneath the bed.
Okay. Yeah, I can see the face and the hand. Almost look like they're gripping something. They went to grab the dog jumped back, but no aggressive movements at all from the dog. It didn't growl, it didn't bare its teeth, it didn't do anything like that. It didn't get into a prone attacking position or anything at all. Which makes me assume the dog knows the person.
He barks and quickly runs back downstairs to Matt and Andy. The guys go back up to check the bedroom.
I'm in my pants now. Absolutely in my pants. But, yeah, we'd come up here.
Also, how are they able to see that guy under the bed on such a small screen? Did you guys see the size of the screen he held up? I highly doubt you'd be able to see anything that small.
And whoever it was, from what I can see, I daren't even go downstairs ever again. I'm living up here now. Yeah, it's here, look. They've been under there. Whoever it was under that bed. Yeah, but this is horrible, Andy. I can deal with spooky, ghosty things, but real people...
People are just unpredictable.
If they're laying under a bed in an abandoned house, there's something not right in the first
Desperate,
place.
aren't they?
What the thing is, right?
Well, there's a chance that they broke in there. You guys came in, they got spooked and tried to hide. But from the way the dogs are reacting, well, the way the dog reacted, I think that the person I think the dog knew the person. Otherwise, the dog would have taken a defensive stance after a person tried to grab it.
Air hadn't alerted us to it. What would happen when we came upstairs?
God knows.
That's the thing that worries me.
You think the person's gonna be afraid of the dog, but not afraid of you two guys? That's a freaking puppy.
Somebody under bed has just jumped out and grabbed me.
Yeah, it's grabbed your legs from under bed. It's like every child's nightmare, isn't it?
Trust me, I wouldn't have been here.
I would have been booting him in the head.
There'd have been an Andrew-shaped hole in the door. Trying to get out. Honest to God. I wasn't nothing about. Forget it.
Now we'll never know just who this creepy guy was who was hiding under the bed. Was he an innocent squatter, or did he have bad intentions? But again, this is exactly the reason that I always say people are way scarier than anything paranormal. You can watch this entire video over on the YouTube channel, Finders Beepers History Seekers.
There is a chance that dog is just friendly and it won't growl or take offensive postures. But the dog did jump away, so that is somewhat telling. So maybe the dog is just really well trained not to be hostile. So the person might have actually just been a squatter and might not have known them. But I do find it weird when somebody tries to grab a dog and it doesn't become offensive at all or defensive at all. It just jumps away and doesn't even put up any guard. Afterwards, it just turns around and runs back downstairs. Barks once, not even multiple times.
And if you're interested to watch Bear's point of view, You can also watch that video over on his own YouTube channel, Beeper Bear. We need scary videos, so if you see a scary video that you think would be great on the top 5, email us at nukestop5@gmail.com. Behind.
Sorry, Nukes. The only scary things I can get is basically when my hair is down and mirror shot out of the shower, or just something like that. That's about as scary as I can get. Don't really have a lot of scary stuff happening with me.
The locked door. This week, another mysterious video was shared on the Nukes Top 5 subreddit with no original source. The clip was uploaded by an Arabic repost account on Instagram, but the language spoken in the video is Spanish. But wherever it came from, the footage is truly terrifying.
Let's play a game. Kid knows how to lock a door. Good thing to teach him.
A ball is thrown out of nowhere and a little boy appears behind the cameraman. The boy giggles and then seems to run right through a closed door.
Neat.
Without warning, the horrifying face of a woman seems to lean right out of the locked wooden door, terrifying the filmer.
Again, very easy to reproduce, just using green screen technology.
Video then cuts and we have no idea what happens next.
The odd thing about the woman sticking her face out is that was obviously planned, because you'd expect her to be looking at the guy instead of just sticking her head out. It's obviously set up all for show, but I did like it. It was awesome. So kudos. I'd definitely watch movies from these guys, or clips from these guys. They do seem like they'd be entertaining. If they would make them a little longer form and put a little more work into them, I think they'd be able to make a pretty good short horror film.
Now, as always, when there's no source, I'm certainly not going to say that this bizarre clip is real, but it's definitely very spooky. Follower. One late night in an undisclosed city in Indonesia, a CCTV camera captures a man walking home from work, and he doesn't seem to be alone. A translucent figure seems to appear out of the darkness and creepily follows the man. Now, because we don't have a source, we can only imagine just what might have happened to the man next. Because just what is this? Let me know what you think.
At first I was going to say it was basically an after image, a glitch in the camera, but if you look at the glitch, its right arm isn't up. So if it was simply an echo of the guy, the right arm should have been up, because the guy's arm was... It's also strange that the guy's arm would be up that entire time. So I do think it's staged. However, it is a good job on staging it, because it's not it can't just be an echo, because the guy has his arm up while the other one doesn't appear to have its arms up in the echo. So as I said, I think it's still staged, but they put in some good effort into it.
Whispers in the dark. These next 3 videos were shared by a Reddit user named Luke. Luke claims that ever since he was a child that he would experience terrifying paranormal activity when visiting his aunt's home in Iowa. The creepy old house was built way back in the 1860s. And Luke claims that ghostly events happen so often in the house that his aunt isn't even bothered by them anymore. Now, for the first time in 10 years, Luke decides to return to his aunt's house for a visit. And it did not go well. One night at around 2:30 in the morning, Luke is woken up by the eerie sound of voices. He quickly grabs his phone and begins to record.
I'm still hearing voices. Listen.
Not good to go around telling people you're hearing voices. Actually, we should encourage people to tell us when they're hearing voices. That'd help out with quite a few things and make treatment a lot easier. So ignore what I just said. If you hear voices, tell somebody.
Jesus Christ.
Luke is now wide awake and continues to record as the unexplained activity in the house only seems to get worse and worse.
I hear knocking again.
Why do people consider knocking a terrifying occurrence? I don't understand that. I wouldn't find it terrifying even if I couldn't find the source of it. Knocking is just not scary to me. It could simply be something in the wall. Now, if it died in the wall and having to tear the wall apart to get the corpse out and clean up the area, that would be somewhat terrifying. A lot of work. A lot of patching work to do afterwards. Repainting, getting the right paint, getting the right tint.
And then something happens that is pure nightmare fuel.
I heard the whisper. I am a little concerned that he didn't move the camera towards the right the second the whisper happened.
A childlike voice can be heard whispering something near Luke's ear. Luke says that he could hear the voice saying, "Who's that guy?" One of Luke's viewers believes that the voice then says, "He was killed over here." Luke says that the whispering in his room became so intense that he left the house and spent the rest of the night sleeping in his car.
Is it possible he said he was a kid here?
So, what do you think? Is this real evidence of the paranormal? Or
No, very easy to reproduce.
is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. What looks back? This next video shows a group of friends taking a smoke break at an abandoned old house somewhere in the Philippines. A girl in the group quickly gets creeped out and insists that they all return to the car. However, the guys want to take their time, and one of them even decides to pull out his phone and film a bit.
Ay, naku, nasaan na ba tayo? Gusto niyo na.
Ba, lumang pump house to, no? Wala nga.
If they were going out there for an adventure or something like that, why didn't they have their phones out to begin with to record?
Dami, hindi na kita sasama dito. Masyado kang bad.
Kasi naman, pwede sa kotse.
Pwede doon. Pagdamoy ng nanay ko, hindi na ako papagamitin ng kotse.
Well, it turns out that the girl's creepy feeling about the old decaying house might have been right after all. Because, did you see it? As the cameraman pans around, a horrifying face appears right in front of the lens. The face doesn't look human, with creepy round eyes and thin, pointy teeth. It appears to have no hair, no nose, and it looks like its veins are bulging underneath the skin. In fact, it looks more like some sort of horrifying creature than a person at all. Unfortunately, the clip suddenly cuts off, leaving us to wonder just what happened next. But is it real, or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. The Lake Shawnee.
That one, it looked like some sort of painting on a wall or something. Might have been a clip from a movie, I don't know. Again, I wouldn't really put any stock in it. There's just not enough information. No reason to analyze something if there's no way to analyze it. There's just not enough.
Amusement park. Paranormal investigators Dustin and Lisa from the YouTube channel The South Cax 2.0 traveled to the abandoned Lake Shawnee amusement park in Princeton, West Virginia. Built in 1926, the small amusement park was not exactly up to modern safety standards. It is estimated that in total 6 people, mostly children, lost their lives here.
I'm a carny brat, and in 1986, you won't believe how stringent the safety standards were. Them suggesting that there weren't safety standards in 1986 is... Did I hear wrong? Let me go back and listen again.
Exactly up to modern safety standards. It abandoned Lake Shawnee Amusement Park in Princeton, West Virginia. Built in 1926, the small...
Oh, 1920. Okay. My bad. I was gonna say, yeah, I heard I was thinking it said 86. I was gonna say, yeah, the stuff was, the standards and everything were pretty high in 86. But 1926, I don't know about. I wasn't alive back then. Hell, even my dad wasn't alive back then. I think my grandfather might have just been born.
Amusement park was not exactly up to modern safety standards. It is estimated that in total 6 people, mostly children, lost their lives here. The park was eventually closed and left abandoned in 1966. But it is said that even today, the park is severely haunted by the ghosts of its previous visitors.
If the park stayed open for 40 years, then I don't think it's going to have that high of a number of deaths and have it affect it that much. Because basically, if a park has a lot of deaths, people are not going to go. And that park stayed open for at least 40 years, so either the deaths could be explained like a heart attack or just unfortunate accidents. That's the only way I could consider that the park would have stayed open for 40 years. 40 years is a long time. There are some businesses that can't even stay open for 5 years now.
Dustin and Lisa begin their investigation at an abandoned swing ride where a little girl lost her life. Lisa decides to begin what is called a pendulum session, asking questions of the spirits of the park while dangling a pendulum to see if it will move on its own in response. What happens next is downright creepy.
The little girl that's here, the object that I'm holding, it kind of looks like a necklace, and you're more than welcome to touch it. It just lets me know answers to questions that I ask you. So feel free to answer as much or as little as you would like. Do you like it here at Lake Shawnee?
I like how she doesn't bother to explain to the ghost how it works.
And that's a yes.
Did you see it? While Lisa is
You mean see her moving it by twitching her hand and you can even see her body slightly moving? Yeah, I saw it.
asking questions to the spirit of the little girl that passed away on the swing ride, a shadow-like figure can be seen walking from right to left behind the 2 investigators. Dustin and Lisa don't hear or see anyone.
You notice the cameraman starting to move? As well, just the camera, he was holding still and slightly moving it after he started walking. Depending on the positioning of the lights, even with them moving to the right, the shadow can look like it's going towards the left because the right over there is rounded.
And continue their investigation, not even knowing what they just caught on camera. So could it be that the spirit of one of the child visitors who passed away at the park came out to attempt to communicate with Lisa?
Okay, I don't think that was the cameraman, but I just couldn't see with the light source how it would have him going to the left there. And it wasn't on the right face for it. Okay, so definitely not the cameraman, but the cameraman did start moving. I think there's somebody else there. I think it's simply somebody's shadow on the ride.
Let me know what you think. You can watch this entire
Yeah, because the guy was walking for a bit there.
investigation over on the YouTube channel, The South Cax 2.0. Passing through. Nukes Top 5 viewer Ryan McLean emailed us about a scary experience he had after a night out in Texas. So, around 2 in the morning, Ryan is driving back home when he comes to a stop at a railway crossing just as the train passes. But he spots something very unusual just across the tracks.
Okay, guys, that's the back of that van. I know it looks like a pair of legs and somebody standing there, but that's the back of a van.
Yeah, what the f is that? Why does it look like a f***ing somebody's standing next to the goddamn car? Am I tripping or like what the f is that?
They better at least show what that vehicle looks like.
The thing is totally f***ing.
Okay, that's definitely not the back of a van.
Okay, what the f?
A dark shadow-like figure can be seen standing and moving around on the other side of the tracks. Ryan finds it odd that some very large person would just be standing next to a car in the middle of the road. So he begins to record the event with his phone, but he is shocked when whoever or whatever it is simply seems to fade away and just disappear.
Okay, from what he just said, it doesn't make sense because they're suggesting he started recording because he saw the figure. However, in the video, it isn't for a little bit until he says, "What is that?" So I don't buy the start of the filming explanation there.
Ryan says he went over his footage
It's definitely not the back of a van like I thought.
thoroughly, but he's still not completely sure just what he captured. So is this a paranormal event caught on camera, or just some very...
The fact that there's lights coming from between the legs shows that he's at least in front of the light source, at least partly. So I'm thinking he's closer than he looks.
strange man staring almost motionless into someone's car at 2 a.m. It's pretty creepy either way.
And then he walks away like that. I almost want to say that it was edited in. I don't think it was actually there. But to be honest, I don't think I could reproduce it. I think it can be reproduced, but I don't think I could reproduce it. Just because the whole light source and everything. With green screen, that would probably... the light would probably show through the opaque or opacity or whatever you want to call it, the see-through part.
Out of left field. These next videos were shared to TikTok by poster All Day Everyday 1772, who owns a small farm in Oklahoma. He says that he and his wife recently moved to their farm and are working hard to transform the land they own into a beautiful harvestable garden and maybe raise some chickens. However, their peaceful plans get derailed when user All Day Everyday comes home from work one night to discover a light on in one of his outdoor sheds.
I just got home from work and my shed light is on. Sorry, I'm spanning the yard just to make sure nobody else is out here. I spoke to my neighbor after that last video, and he said his junior high boys have been playing pranks on people, so I think it's them. But they don't really have anywhere to go, so I'm gonna bust in here and try and catch them. I don't know what they're doing.
Hey! 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 The lights flicker on and off, and then seemingly out of nowhere, a dark figure.
Notice the screaming and the running doesn't start until after the figure disappears.
Appears in front of the shed's window. User All Day Everyday rushes over to the shed and checks inside, but he finds no one there.
If he was going to run towards it, why didn't he run the second he saw the guy? Why wait for the light to go off?
Cut to almost 2 weeks later, and All Day Everyday hears loud banging noises coming from another one of his outdoor sheds. What happens next is absolutely terrifying.
What? What? I didn't see it.
All Day Everyday sees someone walking around outside the shed. He hurries out to try to catch the trespasser, but just like last time, there's no one there.
Okay, the guy obviously ran towards the left, towards the end of the shed. Why was he looking towards the right and slowly making his way over, giving the other guy plenty of time to get out of the camera's angle? And why didn't he go all the way around the shed when the guy could have easily tracked around the shed?
But when he looks over at his house, he sees something that shakes him to his core. A dark figure seems to walk right into the front door of his home. Now, All Day Everyday calls the police to come and investigate, but no one is found inside the house. So, a couple of days later, late one night, he suddenly hears a loud banging sound coming from his garage. He jumps out of bed and goes to check it out. What he finds is truly bizarre.
What is that noise?
The door to the attic is opening and closing by itself, but when he pulls out the ladder and climbs up to investigate, once again, there is just nothing there. TikTok user All Day Everyday says that his next step is to set up cameras in his home, but for now, he has no idea what is happening around his farm and doesn't know what to believe anymore. So what do you think is going on at this small farm in Oklahoma? Did the strange shadow figure stalking the farm somehow enter and take up residence inside the home? Let me know what you think.
I think it's suspicious that he took such a wide view when he went out. I think it's suspicious that he waited until lights turned off to run towards the shed. And the basement there, kind of hard to describe it because not really a lot was shown there. What I think is basically whoever was doing that was basically on this side of it. And when he opened it up, that noise we heard was that person basically lowering themselves down while he was slowly panning from the left to the right. Because that was a slow pan from the left to the right. And he never got right behind the steps.
Mirror, mirror. Paranormal investigators Sergey, Nastya, and Dima from the YouTube channel Toppy travel to a very remote and secluded abandoned mansion in Russia. The large house is incredibly hard to reach, surrounded by a river and only accessible through one bridge, which has collapsed over the years. The investigators came prepared and brought rubber shoe covers to cross the submerged part of the bridge. With all of the trouble it takes to get to the abandoned mansion, it's extremely unlikely that anyone would be at the house.
Those people have some money on them. If it was me and a group of my friends, at least when I was younger, or even now, a little bit of duct tape and some trash bags. That would stop your feet from getting wet. No need to pay for rubber foot covers. Just some duct tape and some maybe some heavier duty plastic bags so they don't rip. But same effect. You can even double them up. Just twist them a bit, pull them around. It'll work well. And then just tape them up about halfway up your calf. The duct tape will stop any water from getting in. And then you just use a pair of scissors or a knife to cut it afterwards.
Especially in the middle of the night. But soon after the team arrives, they are exploring the second floor of the building and they already experience something weird.
Мне послышалось ключи?
Мне тоже.
Sounded like something being slid.
Откуда, отсюда или снизу?
Вот из комнаты как будто бы.
A loud bang suddenly comes from a room behind them. So, they decide to set up a static camera inside this room and light a few candles to try to encourage the spirits to make contact. But while they're arranging their candles, this happens.
Why would they light up black candles? Black candles are supposed to stop activity. I only know that because of my sister.
Это что, стук был сейчас? Нет, ну не послышалось сначала.
The eerie sound of someone or something knocking on a door from somewhere in the house can be heard, and the team starts to get a bit freaked out. After lighting 3 candles, they leave the room as the static camera keeps recording.
Yeah, the only thing I know about candles is that my sister likes to have one of them lit, pretty much at a black candle lit at all times in her house. I think it's supposed to ward off something or to stop activity or something or like that. But she started doing it after talking to a fortune teller or something. I haven't really had any issues myself, so I've never done anything like that. I did, however, buy my sister a thing of sage sticks because she seemed to like that sort of thing.
A few minutes later, and the camera
They're pretty cheap on Amazon.
captures something disturbing.
Okay, there goes one candle.
And now the Toppy team decides to bump things up a notch. Investigator Nastya has brought along a 50-year-old mirror that allegedly can be used to summon spirits. Now, Sergey...
Does the age of the mirror actually matter, or is it just any reflective surface that could be considered a window? Because I have heard that mythology before. Any reflective surface can be considered a window that entities or energies can cross over from. Like a two-way door or something.
and Dima head off to a different part of the mansion. and Nastia goes into a room all alone and sits in front of the old mirror. What happens next is downright chilling. Nastia starts to hear strange sounds just before a dark shape seems to form in the mirror. Nastia now realizes that she might have gone just a bit too far by bringing the old mirror to this very haunted location.
I think the dark shape is just the result of the flickering cameras. Flickering candles. And it could even possibly from the smoke from the candles, which we can't really see. The other thing is, candle from 1970. It being her hearing it knocked on, just like, better stop playing around. That's a 50-year-old camera. That's a 50-year-old mirror. If you break that, you're paying for it. You better have some sort of skills in your afterlife.
She believes that she might have accidentally just summoned a dangerous dark entity. She quickly radios her team members to come back.
I wouldn't exactly say she summoned it. I'd say she gave it the ability to manifest. Because summoning it would suggest that she did something to actually get it to come there. I think maybe she just provided the door for it to come through, at least as far as the mythology would go. Honestly, I think it's just a mirror in a creepy old building. But I do love the mythology. I don't really believe in the stuff, but it would be cool if it was true.
Что-то пошло не по плану, походу.
It'd make things so much more interesting.
So, what do you think this is? Is it a ghost or something more dark and sinister? You can watch this entire investigation with even more spooky moments over on the YouTube channel, Toppy. Thanks so much for watching. My upload schedule it's messed up, so please subscribe and hit the little bell icon so that you never miss a video.
Okay guys, like I said in the beginning,
follow me on the socials, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.
Okay guys, like I said in the beginning, original is in the description, so for both Nuke and myself, like, sub if you enjoy. Well, like if you enjoyed it, sub if you'd like to see more of his videos or my reactions, and I will see you guys in the next video. Go ahead.